Welcome to the first episode of the new 100 Lit, where you can now listen and find your new favorite authors and books. Today, let's welcome Patricia Morais, author of Tides.
Hello, my name is Patricia Morais and I'm a Portuguese writer with already 3 books published in Portugal, but I just decided to make my English debut and I translated one of my smaller novellas, which tells the story of one of my secondary characters from my main books and how she came to join this supernatural hunting organization. So I'll be reading a passage from my new book, and I hope you like it. It's going to be launched on the 8th of June on Amazon. So here it is. The book is called Tides, a debut novella, and I'll be reading chapter 6. Ada woke up startled. Her eyes flew open. She felt glued to the bed, her limbs paralyzed. During the seconds it took her to recover, she looked around at the empty room lit by the orange stringed lamps outside. There were no strange shadows lurking about, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that something bad was happening. It was probably nothing more than a bad dream that she couldn't remember now she was awake, Ada thought. She snuggled back into her pillow and closed her eyes. No, her eyes darted open as she screamed with the thought in her head. There was something wrong. She could feel it. There was an emptiness in her stomach and something tight pressed her chest. It could just be the worries of an anxious mind, but she needed to reassure herself before going back to sleep. She fought the urge she had to curl up and hide in the safety of the blankets. She wouldn't been able to rest without checking on her brothers first. Soon enough, the maternal instinct won. Her bare feet cooled against the wooden floor as soon as she stepped into the hall. The heating was off during the night to save energy, and the mist of steam evaporated with each nervous exhalation. Ada heard a loud bang and something white dashed in front of her eyes. She leaned back against the wall. It took her a second to breathe a sigh of relief and recover her ability to move. The thundering sound had come from the open window at the end of the hall. The wind had blown the curtains and smashed the frames against one another. Having the mystery solved, she started to hurry to close it so that she could go back to bed. Then she stalled in front of her sibling's room. The fear she'd felt since waking up intensified. The door was ajar. The beam of light coming from the slit in the door looked eerie. She always closed the door after checking that the boys were asleep. Her whole body tensed. She approached it with her arm outstretched. Every movement felt like swimming against the tide. Slowly, she opened the door further. There was something dark and voluminous leaning over Jonah's bed. At first, Ada thought it was a huge cloaked figure. She took one step further and noticed something on the floor. A tail. A long, scaly serpent tail that swirled across the floor and only finished where the figure started. Well, that was it, and I hope you liked this passage, and I hope that, it kind of intrigued your curiosity and that hopefully you will read my book.
I hope you enjoyed this story. This is actually one that is currently on my TBR list. If you did enjoy this sample, you can reach out to or check out the author on her website at patricia-morais, morais.com. I've included this website and her social media information in the description as well. You can also check me out on queenjreads.com, on Instagram at queenjreads, or on Facebook at 100lit by Queen J Reads if you want to see what else I'm reading or writing next, or if you have a story you want to share. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, be kind and enjoy the books that bring you life.